Let's hear from Congressman Riley Moore on the Senate's DHS funding bill. He's got a name for it.
I'm listening to the other side of the aisle right now, and I want you to know what you're hearing right now. It's desperation. It's desperation because they are this close to their ultimate objective, which is defunding ICE, CBP, and HSI, which, by the way, they're going after the 300,000 unaccompanied minors you all let into this country that no one can find. That is what's going on here right now. This bill that the Senate has passed, I'm going to call it Hakeem's dream. That's what this bill is. It's Hakeem's dream, but it's America's nightmare. That's what this bill is. But this chamber here on this side of the aisle, we're not only saying no to that, we're saying hell no. We're not going to pass this. The Speaker of the House has stood up and said we're not going to take this anymore. We are going to fund ICE, CBP, HSI, and we're going to put a stop to the madness that has been going on in this country for far too long. It's time to make America safe again. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Members are reminded to direct their remarks to the chair.
Hakeem's dream. That one might stick, and Moore's not wrong about what's in this bill. The Senate passed a measure that funds most of the Department of Homeland Security but does not provide new funding for ICE and Border Patrol under this measure. It passed by unanimous consent, meaning no senator, Republican, or Democrat objected to moving it forward. Think about that. We're over 40 days into a DHS shutdown, and the Senate's approach is to fund the department while leaving the immigration enforcement dispute unresolved. Republicans argue that effectively sidelines the agencies that enforce immigration law. Speaker Johnson called the Senate bill a joke. That's what Moore is pointing to. Democrats have pushed for changes to immigration enforcement following recent incidents involving federal agents, arguing those charges should be addressed before full funding moves forward. Republicans argue that approach uses funding to force policy changes. In the House, Republicans declined to take up the Senate bill. Instead, they passed their own measure, a roughly 8-week stopgap that fully funds DHS, including ICE and Border Patrol, all of it. And notably, a small number of Democrats broke ranks and voted with Republicans. When members of your own caucus won't back your approach, that might tell you something. Now, the Senate has left town for a 2-week recess without acting on the House bill, leaving the situation unresolved for now. We'll continue to follow this story. Subscribe for the latest updates.